What is up, everybody? X here, and today I'm going to be giving some basic tips and tricks in Crysis 3. Pretty much what the game is about, how it plays from other FPSs, and just some stuff to keep in mind when you are playing. So, in Crysis 3, it's a game that's a lot more focused on movement. And by movement, I mean characters move fast, you have people that are vaulting over ledges, you can grab onto ledges, you have the power jump so you can get up places. There's a lot of verticality to the levels and stuff like that, so you can get around a lot of places, and really you should use that to your advantage. Don't be afraid to, when you get in a game, like, try and grab stuff, try and vault towards stuff, see what you can and get on top of. It really helps if you know, like, the different routes you can go and little jumps that you can do to get out of places when you are in trouble. And just, it's a game around speed. It's about being the fastest, and guns take a decent amount of time to kill. And it's kind of like a little mix between that, because your characters, you move very fast, but then also bullets, it does take some precision shooting to get the kills, so you have to be aware of that, and just know that pretty much you can get around places. I mean, you see that person, he was grabbing onto the ledge to pull himself up, and it's just, you gotta know where to move and how to get around the levels, because if you see a ramp, you don't need to find the beginning of the ramp to get up top of it. You can just jump and grab onto the ledge halfway up and just keep going from there. So it's just like little things like that, and knowing how to get around the levels faster is a big part of the game and a big part of how it plays. And then also the big part in Crysis that differs from any other FPS is your armor abilities. So there are 4 armor abilities, well 5 if you include sprint, but sprint doesn't cost anything anymore, so you can't really say that. Pretty much there is your binoculars, you have nanovision, which is thermal sight, you have armor, your armor lock, no, not armor lock, you have your nano armor, and you have your cloaking. And pretty much how all these play, pretty much the binoculars and the nanovision aren't really that useful, at least in the beta. I mean, you don't really need it. You can see outlines of cloaked enemies at a pretty decent range, so there's no real use for nanovision. Just kind of obstructs your view a bit when you're running around, and I really don't recommend using it. Binoculars are just like a wide view binocular sort of thing that takes away your weapon, and you can kind of get a better view of the area, but then again, like I said, it's not really that useful right now, so there's no real point to go and use that. The 2 really useful abilities, and the ones that are binded close to your keys, are your armor and your cloak. And pretty much how these work, both when you use armor and cloak, it will slow you down from running. So be aware, if you are armored up or cloaked up and you jump off a ledge, you might not make it if you were sprinting otherwise. So it does make you a bit slower, and it can be hard to reach further ledges, so you have to be aware of that. And pretty much how the armor works is, in the bottom right hand screen you'll see there's an armor bar. When you activate your armor, bullets will first take away at your armor, and then once all your armor is depleted, it'll go at your health. Now if you don't activate your armor, bullets will just do straight damage to your health. So when you get into engagements with people, it is always a good idea to always armor up right before you start engaging them, just so you have that extra protection. I know there is the auto armor suit modifier, but in my opinion, it's not really that useful, because if you come across something that is a one-shot kill, for example, a shotgun up close, or a shotgun that's a little bit ways away, if you're not armored up, you will die. And if you put that armor on beforehand, it could save you. And if you get hit afterwards, I mean, you have to get used to putting up your armor when you get into any sort of engagement. I mean, the auto armor is nice, but in most situations, having it activate after you're already being shot is not really the best in your interest of how it's going to work. So just keep that in mind. And then finally, you have your cloak ability, which makes you somewhat invisible. People can still see your outline, and a person that is experienced will be able to see you. So just keep in mind that you have to use your cloak effectively. Use it when you're traveling across different, like jumping from ledge to ledge or in wide open areas, just for that added protection. But as soon as you get into protection, uncloak so you can run faster and get out of danger. Essentially, if you're getting shot at, best thing to do, just sprint away. Don't activate your armor, don't activate your cloak. It'll slow you down and leave you in harm's way. So it's in your, pretty much you just gotta get used to it. Remember, speed is key in Crysis. Being able to get out and in of engagements is how you're gonna win battles and how you're gonna take names. So that's pretty much the basics of all you need to know about the armor abilities. Unfortunately, I joined this game extremely late, and I wasn't able to turn it around, but yeah, I know, what are you gonna do? So hopefully this video helped you out. This is pretty much just like some basic tips on how movement and characters and all that stuff work in Crysis 3. So hopefully you guys took something away from this, and I will talk to you guys next time.